Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority (NSIA) posted 153.56 billion naira profit. Subscribers kick as federal government slams 90.49 billion naira new tax on phone calls. Markets across the globe subdued in early trade on Tuesday. Plus, will the Monetary Policy Committee allow the current inflationary narrative to pass in this May meeting? Details of these and more will be our focus on Business Express on a network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA, and we are reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I'm Leah Kating. Baba Tunde. You're welcome. A very warm good morning to you from the nation's capital here in Abuja. And we start by informing you that latest data obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, shows that Nigerians spent at least $220.86 million on foreign education between December 2021 and February 2022. This is according to the CBN data on the amount spent on educational service under the sectoral utilization for transactional valid for foreign exchange transactions, valid for foreign exchange for December 2021 to February 2022. In December 2021, the Apex Bank stated that it spent $90.67 million on foreign education. The CBN also noted that in January of 2022, a total of $60.2 million was spent on foreign education, while noting that $69.9 million was spent in February 2022. Though the bank has not updated the amount spent in March, April, and May, it noted that the amount it indicated in December 2021 and January 2022 might be subject to change in the future. Telecommunication subscribers are kicking against a new federal government directive to impose a tax on telephone calls in the nation to fund free health care for the vulnerable. The telecom tax, in the equivalent of minimum of 1 kobo per second for phone calls, is a part of the sources of funds required to finance free healthcare for the vulnerable group in Nigeria, according to the National Health Insurance Authority Bill 2021 signed by President Muhammadu Buhari last week. According to the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), Nigerians made 150.83 billion minutes of calls in 2020. This translates to 9.05 trillion seconds of calls, meaning the new tax will generate 9.05 trillion kobo, which when converted translates to 90.49 billion naira yearly. And this new tax is coming despite moves by telecom companies to increase the price of calls, SMS, and data by 40% as a result of an unfavorable operating environment. And I would also like to inform you that despite the shaky exit from the COVID-19 induced recession and concomitant global supply chain disruptions of 2020 to 2021, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority (NSIA) posted a profit of 153.56 billion naira in the 2021 financial period. This makes it its 9th consecutive year of making profits at a time most countries are succumbing to the pangs of inflation and an anemic economy. The managing director of NSI, Uche Oji, noted that the authority set up in 2012 to manage Nigeria's sovereign wealth fund achieved a core income of 100.8 billion naira in 2021 compared to 109.6 billion naira in 2020. This excludes foreign exchange gains of 45.8 billion naira in 2021 and 51.2 billion naira in 2020. The authority recorded a marginal decline of 8.17% in total comprehensive income from 160.06 billion naira in 2020 to 146.98 billion naira in 2021. Now, how much is the naira exchanging for other currencies? Let's find out. So on the program this morning, we shall be taking a look at the issues around the Monetary Policy Committee meeting, and to speak on this very all-important meeting that is about rounding up in Abuja, the nation's capital, is a senior economist with SPM Professionals, and he is Paul Alaje. He joins us via telephone from Ibadan, or your state capital. Mr. Paul, good morning and you're welcome to Business Express. Mr. Paul, can you hear me? I'm afraid I can't hear you, so we might have to move on until... Oh, great, great. Nice to have you back online, Paul. So any moment from now, the Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee meeting will come to an end. And of course, a lot has happened between the last meeting and now. What are the likely fundamentals to shape the outcome of this particular special mid-year meeting? Mr. Paul, can I just pause you for a couple of minutes? That's because we are having some interference on the line, and then let's get the line cleared out and then return to you. Is that fine?
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we take this very short break and now, of course, and establish a better connection with Paul Alaje of SPM Professionals. So we have Paul Elijah back on the line now, and hopefully the conversation will be one that will be informational to the viewing public out there. So, Paul, I would want you to speak to the issue of rates. Some schools of thought say, well, the rates should be raised by at least 50 basis points when we look at other economies around the world that are doing just that. Considering our peculiarities, is Nigeria ready to increase rates?
Well, Central Bank may want to consider increasing and rate corridor. But the increase rate may be a bit of concern right now because the increase rate then appears for higher unemployment. Medium term, you might not feel it on the stage, even though when you increase rate, and what we have now is okay, when you're looking at having unemployment in there. I think one political policy for the people that very strong on is to ensure that money gets in the hands of private sector. Won't get to the hands of private sector for production. If you put money in the economy, it's not necessarily to increase inflation. If such money gets into productive activity, then individuals will engage, it will reduce the negative impact we have on the economy. So I am expecting that you take the same. We might have some adjustment on cash reserve requirement or cash reserve ratio. We might have adjustment in that regard. But I don't think it will be too dangerous now for us to say we want to reduce some money. If you are increasing, it's just to test the water. But please, if you know how to use for higher unemployment, of course, because when we do that, you cannot have this inflation, which is the expectation, without expecting unemployment.
Okay, Paul, just before I let you go, how will today's decision be affecting the overall economy in the coming days? Because already we're seeing profit taking characterizing the NGX after successive gains. We're also seeing some negative trades in the exchange market. How dependent is the economy on the outcome of today's meeting?
To a large extent, the economy depends on meeting today by the monetary policy. Because the economy, every economy starts operating, especially open economy. The first is monetary, the second is fiscal, the third for open economy is trade. Nigeria is an open economy by implication the three aspects of whatever monetary authority do. If it is positive, it's expected for us to have positive impact. If it were not because of high rates that we had regarding our monetary policy decision or decision makers, I can confirm to you that our inflation rate, official figures, would have even been higher than 18.25%. But because the rates are high, and I don't see that rate going even higher than what we have. Because if it goes higher than what we have, then you have to deal with the impact. So I think that sitting on the fence, even though it was desirable, but it seems to be the more convenient option for monetary authority to adopt things after this.
Okay, I must thank you, Paul Elijah of SPM Professionals, for spending time with us this morning all the way from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital.
Thank you so very much for
Great, you have a nice day ahead. Next is our Surviving COVID-19 series.
Surviving COVID-19 series is brought to you in partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Abubakar Muhammad has described the underwear business as low capital business. Although he has been in this business for almost 30 years, it still feels like yesterday because this is where his passion lies.
Into this market at least 30 years, at least. Yes, I heard about the COVID-19 loan, but nobody come and contact us for the loan. I have so many ways of business now. As you can see my shop, I have different types of business. I can be able to control no matter how much they give me. I can be able to control it, or I can be able to do business with it, no matter how much.
Abubakar says the COVID-19 lockdown had a negative impact on his business. But because the business is not capital intensive, he was able to bounce back in no time.
We have so many challenges because we don't have customers to come and buy the market. Nobody is even allowed to come outside so that we can. During that lockdown, sometimes they don't even open the market. We have to go roaming outside to look for what we are going to survive.
Abubakar hopes that a little more capital can boost his business and take it to another level.
Surviving COVID-19 series is brought to you in partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria.
The federal government says it is working on the evacuation of power being generated from the Gurara hydroelectric power plant as construction of transmission line to connect with the substation progresses. Joshua Ojito reports.
30 megawatts Gurara Hydro Dam in Kaduna State completed and power ready for evacuation. Work on the transmission line from the Hydro Dam to Kaduna substation in Mando for evacuation in progress. With the mandate on the contractor to deliver the project this year to wrap up generation to increase distribution at the national grid approaches. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu, represented by the Managing Director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, keeps a close watch on the project.
We are building a 330 transmission line from Kudandan to Mando. We have paid compensation to almost all the people here. The project is almost 80% completed, and the contractor has assured us that he is going to finish it before the end of this year.
There is also the transmission line being constructed to link the 215 megawatts thermal plant under construction in Kaduna.
Okay, I would like to inform you that the exchange market around the globe is witnessing some seesaw movement as the Russian ruble now trades at 55 to the dollar. How will these be telling on prices of commodities? Let's find out as we take a trip to the commodities market. And it was a bearish start Monday on the Nigerian equities market as investors expect the outcome of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting this week. The NNGX All-Share Index at the close of business shed 0.13% to end at 52,911.51 points. Market capitalizations also fell to 28.525 trillion naira. 263.3 million shares worth 3.5 billion naira were traded by investors in 4,856 deals. Jai's Bank, Guarantee Trust Holding Company and Transco were the most active shares in terms of volume and value at the close of business. And those will be the opening numbers this morning, while markets in Asia Pacific were subdued in early trade on Tuesday. And of course, this whole scenario is across the global market. Buster Abel has details.
Global stocks fell sharply Tuesday after U.S. President Joe Biden floated the idea of tariff cuts on Chinese goods. In China, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index dropped 2.24%. The Shanghai Composite fell 2.30%, while in Japan, the Nikkei 225 declined 0.94% to close at 26,748.14. European stocks retreated this Tuesday, tracking global sentiment as the US market struggled to maintain a comeback rally, although UK's FTSE posted gains. US stock futures fell in pre-market trading Tuesday, although stocks had rallied stateside in the previous session, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumping 618 points. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite also gained modestly. In Africa, the markets are still struggling to maintain a comeback rally following weeks of losses and after starting the week negative. However, numbers are yet to come in this morning.
Okay, that was actually Neka Oko and not Bossade Abel. And here we end this edition of Business Express, and of course be informed that we will be moving in less than an hour to the Central Bank of Nigeria, where the third Monetary Policy Committee meeting for this year will be coming to you live on the Nigerian Television Authority services nationwide. Don't forget, you can access all previous episodes of the program on YouTube. We value your feedback. Do join us again Wednesday at 3 p.m. for another package. I'm Leakating Baba Tunde. Have a blessed day ahead, and of course, God bless Nigeria.